Hi, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Eden.
We're here with University of Missouri Extension. We're both nutrition and health education specialists. And if you're interested in finding more resources from nutrition and health education with the University of Missouri, just visit our website at www.extension.missouri.edu and find the Nutrition and Health tab. You can find resources and classes near you, available online and in person.
So today we're going to continue to explore how to live a healthy lifestyle. And one of the things that we will look at today is how to pack a healthy lunch, so some tips and some tricks, and also how to eat healthy while going out to eat at your favorite restaurant. So follow along with us as we go through this PowerPoint to find all the tips to be able to eat a healthy lunch. Thank you.
Today we come to you to talk about ways you can accomplish those health goals and make healthy choices for lunch during work days. We'll show you how to pack a healthy lunch and how to make healthy swaps on menus when eating out. First, let's have a quick refresher of what our healthy eating goal should be, as recommended by the Dietary Guidelines for Americans and My Plate. If you haven't heard of My Plate, it's like the new food guide pyramid. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans suggest 3 healthy eating patterns. There's the healthy US style eating pattern, healthy vegetarian eating pattern, and healthy Mediterranean style eating pattern. If you want to learn more about each of these eating patterns, you can visit dietaryguidelines.gov. My Plate fits into all 3 of the eating patterns. My Plate has 5 food groups that are important components of each of these eating patterns. There are vital nutrients needed from each of the 5 food groups. The amount of food you need depends on your age, sex, height, weight, and level of physical activity. For women, the amount can also depend on whether you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Find the right amount for you by getting your custom My Plate plan. You can do this by visiting myplate.gov. Let's take some time to review each of these food groups, how much we need, what foods fit into each group, and the health benefits to us. First off, grains. Grains should make up about 1/4 of our plate. Any food made from wheat, rice, oats, cornmeal, barley, or another grain make up the grain group. Examples are bread, pasta, breakfast cereals, grits, and tortillas. Grains are divided into 2 subgroups, whole grains and refined grains. Whole grains contain the entire grain kernel. That's the bran, germ, and endosperm. Examples of whole grains include whole wheat flour, bulgur, oatmeal, whole grain cornmeal, and brown rice. To be positive you are eating a whole grain product, look for one of these grains listed as the first item on the package ingredient list. Words like wheat, multigrain, or a brown color don't always mean the product is a whole grain. Most Americans eat enough total grains, but few eat enough whole grains. At least half of your grains should be whole grains. Did you know popcorn is a whole grain? Just go easy on the salt and butter. Consuming whole grains as part of a healthy diet may reduce risks of heart disease while supporting healthy digestion and may help with weight management. Next up is protein. Protein should make up about 1/4 of your plate as well. All foods made from seafood, meat and poultry, and eggs, beans, peas, and lentils, and nuts, seeds, and soy products are part of the protein foods group. You should select a wide variety of protein foods to get more of the nutrients your body needs and for health benefits. Meat and poultry choices should be lean or low fat, like 93% lean ground beef, pork loin, and skinless chicken breasts. Choose seafood options that are higher in beneficial fatty acids, or omega-3s, and lower in mercury, such as salmon, anchovies, and trout. Eating 8 ounces per week of seafood may help reduce the risk for heart disease. Vegetarian options in the protein foods group include beans, peas, and lentils, nuts, seeds, and soy products. Most Americans eat enough from the protein food group, but need to select leaner varieties of meat and poultry and increase the total variety of protein foods selected, choosing meats less often and opting for plant proteins. Proteins function as building blocks for enzymes, muscles, cartilage, skin, and blood. They're also building blocks for enzymes, hormones, and vitamins. Proteins are one of the 3 nutrients that provide calories. The others are fat and carbohydrate. Nutrients provided by various protein foods can differ. Varying your protein food choices can provide your body with a wide range of nutrients designed to keep your body functioning well. For example, B vitamins help build tissue and aid in forming red blood cells. Iron can prevent anemia. Magnesium helps build bones and supports muscle function. And zinc can support your immune systems. Next up, the dairy food group. Our choices in the dairy food group should be low fat. Serving size is 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of yogurt, 1 cup of soy milk, or 1.5 ounces of natural cheeses. We need 3 servings of dairy a day. The dairy group includes milk, yogurt, cheese, lactose-free milk, and fortified soy milk and yogurt. It does not include foods made from milk that have little calcium and high fat content, such as cream cheese, sour cream, and butter. Surprisingly, about 90% of Americans do not get enough dairy. Therefore, most individuals would benefit by increasing intake of fat-free or low-fat dairy, whether from milk, including lactose-free milk, yogurt, and cheese, or from fortified soy milk or yogurt. Calcium and vitamin D are important nutrients at any age. Intake of dairy products that contain these nutrients help to improve bone health, especially in children and adolescents when bone mass is being built, and to promote bone health and prevent the onset of osteoporosis in adults, most of whom do not get enough of these ingredients. For those who choose not to consume dairy, you can visit myplate.gov for ideas on how to make sure you're eating food that provide enough calcium and vitamin D to support your bone health. Examples include canned fish like sardines and salmon with bones, tofu made with calcium sulfate, tahini, or some leafy greens. Next up, we're going to talk about fruits and vegetables together. They're 2 separate food groups, but we're going to consider them together. Fruits and vegetables should make up half of your plate. For fruit, any fruit or 100% juice counts as part of the fruit group. Fruits may be fresh, canned, frozen, or dried, and may be whole, cut, pureed, or cooked. At least half of the recommended amount of fruit should come from whole fruit rather than 100% fruit juice. In general, 1 cup of fruit or 100% fruit juice or a half cup of dried fruit can be considered as 1 serving from the fruit group. Make sure your canned fruit is packed in 100% fruit juice or water, not light or heavy syrup. This will help you avoid unnecessary calorie intake. For vegetables, 1 cup of raw or cooked vegetables or vegetable juice, or 2 cups of raw leafy salad greens can be considered 1 serving from the vegetable group. Canned, fresh, and frozen are all healthy choices for vegetables too. Choose food products with no salt added or reduced sodium. As part of an overall healthy diet, eating foods such as fruits and vegetables that are lower in calories per cup instead of some other high-calorie food may be useful in helping to lower calorie intake. It also may reduce your risk for heart disease, including heart attack and stroke, and may protect against certain types of cancers. Adding fruit and vegetables can help increase intake of fiber and potassium, which are important nutrients that many Americans do not get enough of in their diet. We've compiled some helpful resources as you use this information and put it all together to build your healthy lunches. You might invest in new dishware to help you build a healthier sack lunch. Let's watch this quick video to show us how we can easily fit more fruits and vegetables into our eating pattern.
Welcome back. We are bouncing right back to the kitchen once again, but this time to focus on fruits and vegetables and how we can increase our consumption of those important nutrients by incorporating more fruits and veggies into our foods. Let's take a look.
Eating more fruits and vegetables is the single most important action we can take to live healthier and happier lives. To discuss how we stand when it comes to fruit and vegetable consumption is registered dietitian and president and CEO of the Produce for Better Health Foundation, Wendy Reinhardt-Kapsack. Thanks for joining us, Wendy.
Thanks so much for having me.
As a nation, do we eat enough fruits and vegetables?
You know, we don't. So unfortunately, most Americans do not eat enough fruits and veggies. In fact, 90% of Americans are not meeting the daily recommendation to make half their plate fruits and veggies at most meals. And a recent report from the Produce for Better Health Foundation called the State of the Plate indicates that we're really only eating vegetables one time a day and fruit even less. So we have some room for improvement for sure.
We absolutely do. So what can we do to help reverse this trend and to bring more fruits and vegetables into our diet?
You know, I've got 3 easy tips and tricks, and you know what? We have to make it easy. So the first one is serve and eat fruits and veggies first. So we know from research that when people eat fruits and veggies prior to the main meal, they actually consume more. We also know that no one's eating fruits and veggies as an appetizer. So what about taking that latest and greatest trend of the charcuterie board, and we can, this is just a blank palette for us to really pack on so much colorful produce, all forms of produce, and then pair it with our favorite meats, cheeses, whole grain crackers, dipping sauces, etc. And now we can make this really thematic. We can even do this for kids, and kids love this. It's super fun. And so if you're a mom or dad and you're trying to prepare that evening meal, for example, you can keep those little hands busy and those bellies full with some fruits and veggies before the main meal and instill some healthy habits along the way. So fruits and veggies first. What about breakfast, lunch, and dinner? How would we pair our favorite foods at those occasions with fruits and veggies? And so for breakfast, we can pair cereal, hot or cold, with fruit. We can also add fruit, by the way, on top of pancakes, on top of waffles, anything that allows us to add, let's do it. Let's add fruit to that. Let's lean into that one. We can also add really colorful veggies into our egg-based dishes and top off the morning meal with a glass of 100% juice. For lunch, super low time prep idea here with the mason jar salad. In this mason jar, we have almost all of our veggies for the entire day. Super simple to prep, maybe even the night before, and now we can grab and go, whether we're working at home or we're really on the move. We can also add more lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and other types of veggies on top of our sandwiches and our burgers too. Maybe even pair it with a small side salad or a cup of fruit. Really easy ways to get more fruits and veggies in at lunch. What about dinner? What are we having for dinner? Well, it could be Taco Tuesday, it could be Pizza Friday. We could add avocados to those tacos. We could add more peppers to the pizza. We could also include new ideas, this idea of veggies as vessels. For example, zucchini boats or baked potato boats. And then now people get to pick their favorites and create their own. So some really great ideas for dinner. And then what about satisfying a sweet craving with some fruit as a dessert? Certainly we could add a little decadent chocolate on top of that as well. Just a drizzle or a little shavings of some dark chocolate there. Ooh, now I'm excited. And so these are really great ideas to get fruits and veggies throughout your entire day, and they're super simple. And they're really simple because they're also repeatable. And so my final tip is repeat, repeat, repeat. Repetition is what builds healthy habits over time. By the way, we're also instilling healthy habits with our families, and we're also making food enjoyable. And so fruits and veggies are the key to health and happiness, and we've given you lots of great tips today to start today getting more into your day.
You absolutely have. Now I'm really hungry, but also excited about making some of these things you recommended and bringing more fruits and vegetables into my diet. Where can we get more information?
Fruitsandveggies.org has all the latest, greatest tips, tricks, trends, and ideas for you to make this really easy for yourself, for your family, and a lot of great encouragement also on social media. You know, I just want to invite everyone to have a plant. Fruits and veggies are the plants that no one is getting enough of, and all forms of fruits and veggies count. Fresh, frozen, canned, dried, and 100% juice. And I can guarantee you, if you have these foods available to you in your home, you're more likely to prepare them and, of course, eat them. So you'll be on your way to greater health and happiness as a result.
Well, thank you so much, Wendy, for joining us today. I can't wait to start eating and cooking and having more fruits and vegetables. I appreciate all your tips and tricks.
Thank you so much for having me.
Megan has a couple handouts that you can take home to help you remember these tips. One of them is this 10 tips for nutrition education series from My Plate. Liven up your meals with vegetables and fruits. For sack lunch inspiration, you can visit that website that the video just mentioned, fruitsandveggies.org. They've got creative ideas for incorporating more fruits and veggies into your meals, like Mediterranean Monday or Roll Up Thursday. And here are a few final tips for building a healthy lunch. Choose what you like, what's culturally appropriate to you, and what's in season. In season, fruits and vegetables are cheaper and tastier. And make sure you check out the Seasonal and Simple app to see what's in season and different ways to prepare those foods. My favorite way to eat a healthy lunch is to just cook extra food at the dinner table the night before. That way I can use those as leftovers in my lunch the next day. We call this cook once, eat twice. Or you can just take one element from dinner the night before to jazz up something for lunch. For example, you can use leftover chicken fajitas and add it to a salad to make a Southwest salad. If you aren't used to cooking with vegetables, make sure you check out this link. You might enjoy vegetables more if you try them prepared in different ways with different seasonings. If you're worried you won't feel full after eating some of these recipes, consider including healthy snacks in your day. Aim for 2 food groups per snack and 3 food groups per meal to help you eat from every food group every day. So now we should all have a loaded toolbox to help us pack healthier lunches for work. But what about those times when you want or need to go out to eat? Don't worry, we've got you covered there too. Staying in balance can be tough when you go out to eat. What we mean by energy balance is the calories you consume are equal to the calories you expend throughout the day. It is possible to still eat healthy and enjoy your meal when eating out. The first step is to order healthy. When you are choosing foods, choose items that have less fat or added sugar. When you order, choose foods that are steamed, broiled, baked, roasted, poached, or lightly sauteed or stir-fried. Ask for fat-free or low-fat milk instead of cream for coffee or tea. Pick food without butter, gravy, or sauces, or ask to have the food without it. Choose a lower-calorie salad dressing, or ask for salad dressing on the side and only use some of it. And then pick drinks without added sugar, like water, fat-free or low-fat milk, unsweetened tea, or diet iced tea, lemonade, or soda. Don't be afraid to ask questions about the ingredients and how the food was cooked. You also can ask to leave some items out or replace them with healthier substitutions. So now we've ordered healthy, the next step is to eat healthy. You can make healthy choices throughout your meal. Just trim visible fat from poultry or meat. Don't eat the skin or chicken on turkey. Share your meal or take half home for later. Skip dessert or order fruit, or split dessert with a friend. Here are some more tips to help you make healthy choices when eating out. You don't need to do all of these things at once. Just pick a few that you think would be good ideas for you. Read the menu before you go. Have a healthy snack before you go. Drink water before and during your meal. Try eating your meal mindfully. Have 2 appetizers instead of a main dish. Slow down and chew your food thoroughly. Have a cup of coffee instead of dessert. Avoid those all-you-can-eat buffets. And try to skip the pre-dinner bread basket. Personally, I could probably skip the bread basket, but if we're talking about chips and salsa or chips and queso, I'm gonna feel like I really missed out on something if I don't eat that chips and queso or chips and salsa. Part of a sustainable eating pattern is enjoying your food. So if you find yourself eliminating foods that you really enjoy, you might find it harder to stick to your eating pattern. Remember, let yourself enjoy the foods that you love. Order a cup of soup or salad to start. Choose small measures of alcohol and low-calorie mixers. Go for tomato-based sauces over creamy ones. And lastly, think about your whole eating pattern and how this particular meal fits into it. Let's look at some sample menus and pick out healthier options together. First up is a pretzel bacon cheeseburger. This has 840 calories, 52 grams of fat, over 1,000 or over 1,300 milligrams of sodium, 53 carbohydrates, and we can make a simple swap to drastically reduce these numbers. So if we switch to a junior bacon cheeseburger, we save ourselves over half of the amount of calories, as well as fat grams and carbohydrate grams, and we reduce our sodium by about half as well. Do you love Reubens? In this example, we're getting quite a few calories, way too much sodium, and pretty high numbers for total fat and carbohydrates as well. With some simple modifications, like using turkey breast instead of beef, removing the sauce or asking for it on the side, and changing the bread from swirl rye to whole grain, we can save ourselves about 400 calories, as well as a decent amount of fat grams and carbohydrate grams. It's still going to be pretty high in sodium though. If you're going out for steak, here's a few ways you can build a healthy meal. First, you can choose a lean cut of steak. Sirloin is a lean cut, and you can choose smaller portions like the 6 or 8 ounce cut. To that, you can add healthy sides like asparagus or home-style mashed potatoes. These choices add up to only 520 total calories. That's a pretty healthy meal. Sweet potatoes were an option on the list, but it had a sweetener added. These are all things to consider when making healthy choices when eating out. And the last modification we can look at, here we have a build your own omelet. This one's going to be over 1,000 calories and very high in total fat. 131% of your day's worth of total fat. It's going to be high in cholesterol, but fairly moderate in your carbohydrate intake and a pretty good source of dietary fiber. But let's see if we can trim some fat and calories, reduce our sodium, and make this a bit of a healthier breakfast. So by removing the hollandaise sauce, opting for an egg white omelet instead of the whole egg, and then switching our shredded cheese blend to a Swiss cheese, as well as choosing a fruit for a side rather than hash browns, we've saved ourselves quite a few calories and drastically decreased our total fat intake. Sodium's still a little high, but it's a lot better. So you see, there's lots of simple ways to make healthy swaps to still make healthy choices while eating out and sticking to our overall healthy eating pattern. We hope you found this helpful today in finding ways to pack a healthy lunch or make healthy choices while eating out. We hope you'll use the additional resources we've given to Megan. And as always, if you have any further questions, don't hesitate